Alright, welcome guys to another Warhammer Total War battle. This time I'm playing as Chaos against the Orc Legions, except they're not quite maybe the standard Orc Legions. Let's introduce the armies first, and what I'll do is I'll put it in slow motion while I do. I have 2 units of Chaos Gore-Beast chariots, 1 on each flank. I have my general is a Chaos Lord on a standard mount. I also have a Chaos Sorcerer metal. Then 3 units of Chaos Marauders, 4 units of Chaos Warriors, a Chaos Giant, and 2 units of Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, who I was quite impressed with this game. My opponent, playing as the Greenskins, has brought 2 units of Goblin Riders. He's actually got 2 Arachnok Spiders, and they're pretty nasty. Arachnok. 1 on each flank. He's also got 2 units of Goblin Spider Archers. Another unit of Forest Goblin Spiders. 2 units of Black Orcs. A Night Goblin Shaman, a Doom Diver Catapult, and a what looks to be, it could be Azog the Slaughterer there, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, he's riding a big ass Wyvern dragon thing. Could be actually, no, it looks like maybe, yeah, I'm not 100% sure who that is. Okay, so let's get started. Starts off, I've deployed in 2 flanks, so I've got a strong left flank and a strong right flank made of 2 Chaos Warriors backed up by a Chaos Marauders. I've got a centre with the Chaos Marauders and the Giants, and on each flank those Gore-Beast chariots. I also have these units here, these Marauder Horsemen, and they were really here to try and basically pester. The first thing I did was to pester this Arachnok Spider. They are my only real ranged units, and they almost all die actually here as they try to get through the trees. But the idea was I wanted to keep them basically occupying this Arachnok Spider right at the start. And they do that job valiantly. They both rout instantly as soon as they see the Arachnok Spider, or almost rout, wavering it looks like. But they do stick with it, and as you can see they're already doing quite a bit of damage. They're armor piercing with their throwing axes, which is quite nice. At the same time, simultaneously, I move up my chariots to go take out these Wolf Riders, hoping that he hasn't set them to skirmish. And so far, it doesn't look like he has. I could have caught them with infantry. But these Wolf Riders are going to take a lot of damage fast from these Gore-Beast chariots. He does bring his Wizard in straight away. And I start just trying to basically do some damage to him with my Chaos Sorcerer, I think. He does manage to do a nice little tasty bit of damage with one of his spells here. I get my Chaos Giant straight into his Black Orcs. This guy is anti-infantry and armor piercing. I want him to be taking out those Black Orcs. In the meantime, I've got my Chaos Marauders just moving up. He's got barely any infantry, so I kind of want to mop up his infantry as fast as I can. He jumps in his Azog the Slaughterer straight away, but I'm going to counteract it with a unit of Chaos Marauders, which he just charged, and my Chaos Lord. I'm also casting spells on him. I think, for example, Transmutation of Lead or the Armor Reduction one that basically will help me out in that combat. On this flank, there's still a Ragnarok, but he's not really using it. I'm going to bring in, very similar, like I've done on the other flank, I'm going to bring in my Gore-Beast chariot just to try and distract his Spider Riders. My Gore-Beast chariot and Marauder Horsemen are doing pretty well on the flank. One of them is basically just constantly running circles around this Ragnarok, which is great. That's what I wanted. Well, good use of that TV, it's not Blood Bowl. You can see here that I'm winning pretty hard against his wizard, so he's dying quite quickly. He's got his other Arachnok into the fight, and this is going to be a problem because that thing is nasty against infantry. I'm going to keep working my Chaos Giant on the Black Orcs. I want them to mop up. And then I've got a number of Chaos Warriors that beat this right-hand flank, and they're going to try and basically gank this Night Goblin Shaman. The Gore-Beast chariots are still doing their run around. I want to bring them into the infantry fight and start finishing off these Black Orcs as soon as I can. This Gore-Beast chariot is just fighting Forest Goblin Spiders and doing fine. They'll be absolutely fine. These guys are already with 45 odd kills. No, that's not right. 8 kills. That's slightly less than scary. These guys have 39 kills. We wipe out these Black Orcs and start moving on through. But as you can see, this Arachnok Spider has barely taken any damage. It's got a lot of armor, and it takes I don't really have much armor piercing in my Axemen, so I am going to have to rely on my spells, my giant, and my chariots to really break through it. We are beginning to really take effect here. If we can swamp the Arachnarok, it's not so much of an issue. My Marauder Horseman, still doing a similar job. He's trying to bring this Arachnarok back into the fight, but I'm just chasing it down, trying to lob as many axes as I possibly can. Slay the green things, there you go. But most of all, it's going pretty well. His Doom Diver Catapult was a laugh, but it did very little damage. Those things are nasty, but you need the range to be able to abuse them. His Arachnarok Spider is slowly coming down. It's shaken though. Plague of Rust is on it, so that will reduce its armor significantly. I do have Chaos Warriors to spare, and they're pretty damn tanky as well themselves, so what push comes to shove, they can hold out in a fight. Yeah, and things are going pretty well. I don't think there's too much left. My opponent does disconnect in about 30 seconds. After seeing the state, I think his Arachnarok starts wavering here and then eventually flees. It has now started taking a lot of damage from that Chaos Giant, and that's probably the reason it's taking so much damage now, is that armor piercing and hard hitting Chaos Giant has done something. In the meantime, his Night Goblin Shaman has shattered, and that was really it. So that was my first Chaos victory. I've been having a tough time on Warhammer Total War. I'm still getting used to it. The implementation of magic has made things tricky for me, but so far we're probably leveling out about 50-50 on wins to losses. Hopefully that's only going to improve. So that's really it from here. I guess lessons learned from him. I think I would have liked to see more infantry come out from the orcs. Certainly less archers and spider riders. Maybe he was planning to use them to run rings around me and basically take advantage of Chaos's lack of missile units. But if you're going to do that, remember to set your units onto skirmish straight away rather than have them just taken out by 2 sets of chariots. But yeah, I think that was good. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, stay safe.